Khalil, man, you've had back-to-back impressive victories, right? I feel like your personal platform is bigger than it's ever been, sharing the message and getting some momentum. I mean, what does it feel like right now for you? Does it feel like you kind of where you want to be?
Well, the first thing is it feels good to be able to have, back-to-back finishes, back-to-back wins. And then, yeah, as far as just like the platform and the outreach, it's been really well. A little bit overwhelming, a lot of, just a lot of people, a lot of kind of heavy conversations, but overall everything's been good, and it's been helping me to kind of focus on, on the future.
Obviously, your message is so powerful, but you're one guy, right? I mean, it's difficult for you to handle all that, I imagine. I mean, are you trying to, build more of an outreach, or is it a difficult balance for you right now?
I definitely would love to build more of an outreach, and I've got to take everything in little steps, right? Like I didn't expect for, just a flood of, just different types of people reaching out from like, I want to help with the book, and, hey, I have, these problems or thank yous. So in order to not be overwhelmed, I had to kind of, I have to attack this, step by step while still maintaining my own, my own personal life and things like that. So baby steps, but we'll get there.
Was that a wild realization? Because I know you said, like, hey, I want to be an inspiration, but when it happens and you are an inspiration, there's that many people reaching out. I mean, is that a little bit overwhelming, or is it almost like inspiring? You're like, oh my gosh, like this can work?
It's a little bit of both. Overwhelming in the sense of to where like I realize that like, okay, like I'm also only human, right? But also inspiring because it calls me to be a bigger, better version of myself. So it's a little bit of a mixture, but all in all, it's all good.
That's awesome. I know you got the brand as well, so I mean a lot of busy things happening. It's been like an 11-year journey at this point in terms of martial arts. Yeah. Does it feel like it's happening fast right now, or does it feel like this has been a slow build to get to this moment?
It feels more of a slow build than it does fast. It's been, 11, 12 years of just preparation and, and just getting better, learning, growing. So, I don't feel like anything's really happened overnight. I feel like I've put in a good amount of time and energy to get to where I'm at today.
Obviously, continued positive fight results will help you to continue building that platform. So,
yeah.
What is the balance? Like, what do you have to do? Like, training camp, it's fight time now. Do you just have to shut that all out? Do you try to find a balance during the day? Like, how does that work?
Balance, absolutely. But when it comes time to train, that's the focus is, lock in and prepare. That's the best thing, and that's what's worked for me. So I don't want to change anything. I just want to make sure that, when I come in here, I do my job, do what I've trained to do, and then afterward, I'll have some time to, to focus on the other things that mean just as much to me.
Dustin Jacoby, another guy that's kind of been on a journey, man. He's had some ups and downs to get here. I guess, what do you think about him overall as an opponent, and what kind of challenges he presents to you?
It's hard for me to answer that question. I think that any opponent that I face is a tough opponent. And I think that this is also another tough opponent. I think everybody in the UFC top 15 and up, even below, it's all tough opponents, and I don't take anybody lightly. So I'm prepared.
You mentioned the top 15. I mean, it seems like a spot in the rankings is on the line here for you. Does that matter to you? I know you're working towards things that are bigger than really just the fight game, but does being in those rankings matter? I mean, is that a goal that you think about?
Yeah, it's definitely a goal that I think about. While I'm here and while I'm still fighting, I'd love to continue to climb as high as possible. Champion being, the pinnacle. So the only way to get there is to get into the rankings, right? So, yeah, I think it's something that I aim for, something that I ask for, and, a shot that I got. So,
like I said, that opportunity here, last thing for me, I guess. I mean, how do you see this thing playing out? Because on paper, it looks like it could be pretty wild, and what you've done in your last 2 fights has been pretty impressive. So do you feel like you can get another big finish like that? Is this going to be a grind-out war? Like, how do you see this thing playing out when you play it out in your mind?
I'm gonna leave that for a surprise. Yeah, you know, like I'm no Mystic Mac. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna come in here and say, but I know what I feel in my heart, and I'm ready. I'm prepared.
I know, Khalil, your story has always been very inspirational to me, and I think so many others. And with you using this platform, but here it is, Fight Week, I can see where some people are like, bro, don't ask him these questions about this. Just keep it on the fight. But for you up there, being in Fight Week, I'm sure there's Fight Week things you want to think about. Is it still good that people are asking these questions and giving you a chance to talk about other issues during a Fight Week? Or would you rather people leave this to another time, maybe not during Fight Week?
You know, I never really think about like, oh, I'd rather this or rather that, or I just show up and whatever questions are asked, I answer them as best as I can. I know you guys are doing your best to do your job, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it is what it is, you know? Like, whether you ask me stuff about, you know, personal life or fighting, I just realized that, like, you know, I got to answer, you know, no matter what. It's not really up to me what you guys ask. So I'm okay with whatever. It's okay. That's what I signed up for, right?
Very true.
Yeah.
And I know, just kind of piggyback off what John said, I know in the past too, we didn't do a good job of asking the right questions for you as well and for other fighters. So I guess as simple as it sounds, how is Khalil doing? How are you doing right now in life, in yourself, in your career, in your overall level of happiness? How is Khalil doing right now?
Wow, man. I think that might have been the first time I've ever been asked that in the history of or my time here in the UFC. I'm well. I'm okay. It's been a great fight camp, and every day is a challenge, and I'm here. I'm here another day, and I'm grateful. And I've come a long way. And life is good. Life is good. I cannot complain. Yeah, man. I'm here. And that's just how I feel at this moment right now. It's like, I'm here and I'm grateful. And thank you, really, thank you for asking that.
That's awesome, brother. It's great to hear. And I guess just one final one, and I'll let you get back because I know you have Fight Week stuff. Are you still big on crypto? I know in the past we've seen you wearing your little ledger.
Yeah.
And around. Are you still high on the crypto? I know Bitcoin's taken a bit of a hit as of lately, but are you still high on that whole cyber currency and all that stuff?
I absolutely still believe in cryptocurrency. More Bitcoin than anything. I see the value in Bitcoin. I see what it can do for people if it's starting to be looked at in the right way, not like a get rich quick scheme or, oh, I'm losing all of this stuff. I think that there's a long-term there's like a long-term solution to a lot of problems, via Bitcoin. Right now we're in some tough times economically. We see market crashing, we see all this stuff. The value of Bitcoin's gone down. The value of a lot of crypto has gone down. But overall, I think it's just kind of like, it's just a time, right? This is a time that we're in. But, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I think that it's going to be one of the best things that has happened to humanity. Like, we don't have to worry about so many people and so many middlemen in between how we live our lives or how we become successful or how we make trades or whatever it may be. Like, I think that with Bitcoin, the biggest thing, the speed of transaction and the fact that it can just be peer-to-peer without anybody having to dip in and take this and the value, I think is great. I think it's an amazing technology, and I still have my investments, you know, I still keep them. I don't watch everything every day because in my mind, it's not about right now. It's about, you know, what can I pass to my children later on down the line? Because I have to look ahead on technology, the way that the future is going. We see every day there's something new with technology, from phones to how we interact to AI and all of this stuff that we can't really control. It's going, you know, the future is going in forward very rapidly, and there's nothing we can really do about it other than get with the program. So when I take that mentality and that approach, I see like, okay, cool. If there were any kind of like cryptocurrency that I would, you know, bet on, I would put my investments and have put it in Bitcoin. It seems the most strong to me.
That's awesome. And just hearing you talk about it, I think it's you could obviously tell you're very passionate about it. Were you talking about trying to start a podcast at one point? Was that something in the works? And if so, where's that at?
It got brought up when I did Joe Rogan. He mentioned, he's like, hey man, you'd be a great podcaster, you know, and he kind of gave me his blessing in a way. But I've thought about it, but I've never spent too much time thinking about like how I'm going to do it, or, you know, it seems like a lot of work. But who knows? I mean, it's not completely off the table, but if it ends up being something that's, you know, I guess convenient in a way, you know, then yeah, I'll do it. But as of now, I don't have any pieces, you know, in play to start the podcast.
Well, it would be great. I think you have a great inspirational story. I think it'd be another avenue for you to be able to maybe reach some people. But I know you got your hands full. But regardless, good luck this week.
Thank you so much.
You bet.